Well, we are now going back out live to investigator Mike Helgren, who is joining us now from just off Annapolis Road, where there is a huge police presence down near Glen Rose Avenue and Park Road there, believed to be over the scene or near the scene of where the blue Acura, believed to be involved in the shooting of Officer Isaac Carrington yesterday, has been identified and located. Mike, are you there?
Not yet.
Okay.
I am, Tim, and we're with someone who is from this area. And tell me about some police activity that you have seen in this area.
Well, definitely a lot of county cops arrived, and Baltimore City cops followed shortly afterwards. They eventually roped off the area here, and obviously you can see helicopters flying extremely low to the ground, and police were getting tactical gear from their trunks and heavier weaponry, and both city and county cops and K-9 units. So there's definitely
thank you very much, sir. And what he was also saying is that blue Acura is just down the end of Park Road here, and that is where you see all these police cars right here. And that blue Acura was the suspect's vehicle that they were looking for in relation to where that sergeant was shot. You see that there is a huge presence here, and they have had police here for about an hour and a half at this point. So we're continuing to monitor things. We've heard no official word from Baltimore police.
Okay, Mike, and we are certainly monitoring as well here. What we're being told now is that Sergeant Carrington is in surgery. We are monitoring his condition, but again, we're waiting for word also from Baltimore City Police. And again, to just recap, Sergeant Isaac Carrington, 43-year-old veteran, well, 43-year-old veteran of the police force, 22-year-old veteran there, and he was shot yesterday in the Frankfort neighborhood of Northeast Baltimore. You're seeing chopper over the scene just off Annapolis Road down in South Baltimore, where the blue Acura you're seeing there on the left side of your screen has been identified and located. Huge police presence. We're told by Mike Helgren there that there are more than a dozen police cars, and that the police presence has been pretty much an all-out manhunt since yesterday's shooting that happened just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was broad daylight. Yesterday afternoon, Sergeant Carrington was standing outside his home just chatting with his neighbor in his front lawn when a car, an Acura, pulled up. Someone jumped out, tried to rob them. The neighbor threw his belongings on the ground. They both ran off in different directions. The suspect then followed Sergeant Carrington, police say, and shot him multiple times, got back in the car, and then left the scene.
Right.
So since then, police have been investigating. They rushed the sergeant to the hospital. Of course, he's been on life support. Mike Helgren, let's go back to him live at the scene with more on this huge police presence we see.
Yes,
Mike.
So we are...
Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, again, you're looking at Park Road here, and the Acura is just down at the end of the road here, and that's where the suspect's vehicle. But again, we haven't gotten any official word on whether the suspects have been caught. This all started unfolding just after 11 o'clock this morning, and again, you're looking at live pictures of a very... A lot of officers on the scene and a lot of bystanders. People are not allowed to go in their homes. They've been searching lots here as well as this wooded area. We understand there's an apartment building just down this road. It's a very small road that's just off of Annapolis Road here in South Baltimore. A multi-jurisdictional police response here at the scene.
So, Mike, we do hear that Foxtrot is up above you, so we know police have air support there. You said more than a dozen vehicles on the ground?
Right. So we've seen a lot of police.
Okay. Wow. Okay, one thing we can tell you is that when there is so much police presence in anyone...
Any suspects.
Okay. All right, we'll jump in here now. Mike is down in the middle of a lot of activity. We can tell you when there's a lot of police presence like there, a lot of transmissions, just the technical part of this. Yes. A lot of transmissions going on, a lot of police radios. You've seen, you hear Foxtrot up there, you hear the police helicopter. That can many times interfere with the transmission. There are other news units down there. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of electronics. So again, we'll continue to monitor this. Mike will do the best he can getting that information back to us.
And Mike had mentioned all the reaction from elected leaders, both here in Baltimore and across the state. Brandon Scott, the councilman, city council president, asking us to pray for the officer and his family for the full recovery. Governor Larry Hogan issued a statement asking us to keep the officer in our prayers as he fights for his life. and also saying that he's been pushing to get these violent shooters off the streets, so it's time for leaders to join together and support those efforts. Dutch Ruppersberger saying, let's lift up this sergeant, his loved ones and colleagues, and the shock trauma team treating him right now, because again, we had just heard from Mike that he was in surgery as of half an hour ago.
Right. And we got similar comments from Congressman Elijah Cummings as well. We got that this morning.